Welcome in everyone, American Elites, the American Elites YouTube channel and Spotify. I'm trying to grow Spotify, so if you follow me on YouTube, give me a second and click a little Spotify follow. I'm an audio only person, so yeah, I just enjoy audio better. I mean, hopefully you're not looking looking at my mug this morning. God, whoo, frightening. Crack a glass. No, hope you guys are doing well. Good morning. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about Leeds United. This is where I think content creators really struggle. There's nothing going on. We went from 100 miles an hour during the transfer window. Of course, there was a match, and now it's just dead. And I think a lot of Leeds United content creators, quite honestly, this is the time where they think they quit. Martin says the 49ers kept in it. Everyone unaware. Martin, you're always very critical of the perilous financial calamity about to engulf our club and made drastic moves to curtail an impending Armageddon. Instead, and yet still no praise is due for saving us. I remember doing a video. It didn't get very many views, of course. But I thought if we sold Crescencio Somerville before the June 30th window, that there was signs of financial instability in the club and that this PSR Armageddon was true. And if we didn't sell Cree before June 30th, then we're fine. And the shirt sale or the sponsorship and the 49ers deep pockets will save us. Well, come to find out, obviously, in very quick fashion, I think it was about 48 hours, Archie was rumored to go to Brentford, and then boom, he was sold to Tottenham. So that told me, wow, okay, yeah, we are in some serious financial. I don't think the club. It's not like they don't have any money, but they have their hands are tied, right? And so yeah, they did say. Unfortunately, it cost probably a generational talent to do that, but Archie unfortunately was not put in his. I think is probably his best position. And it's the cost of not getting promoted. Everybody's been saying that it's the cost of not getting promoted. We're not going to do it the Aston Villa way. We're not going to do it the Leicester City way. We're going to be within our means, which is a little bit unfortunate. They're not going to, which I think you to your point, Martin, I think you do have to thank the 49ers for, because they're not going to put you in additional financial risk and penalty and points deductions. I mean, imagine starting next season with, I don't know, 10 points. For whatever reason, we still can't get out of the championship, and we have a points deduction of 10 points or something to start next season, where we're squarely probably going to finish mid-table or something like that. Or, I'm sure. I actually don't think the EFL Championship would like to see us relegated, but at the same time, I don't think they want to see us promoted, if that makes any sense, because we're the biggest club and the biggest revenue generator for the EFL club. That kind of EFL, that kind of conflict of interest makes it difficult to be a Leeds United fan in the championship, because how many referee decisions, how many games went against us last year where all those points mattered, and if we, a couple of those decisions went our way, uh, we'd be promoted. That's what Daniel Farke said. He got so many letters that if half the letters wound up being actual corrections, then they'd be playing Premier League football. This is the reality of Leeds United in the championship. Unfortunately, it's us against, kind of feels like us against the world. And as the matches go, we of course will be clubs. Championship finals will be, or their cup finals. But some of these mid-table clubs, Leeds coming into town, they'll never have a sellout, but for whatever reason, our fan base will come in. They'll pack out their ground and cup final. So this is the reality, unfortunately, and makes it a more difficult task, I think, right, for any manager. I think the 49ers are stewarding this club well. I think that I made the argument on Jeter's channel. I can't make the argument that the 49ers will be better owners than Raz in the championship. Raz got us the trophy, right? Raz got us out. He hired God. He didn't really back God, in my opinion, in Marcel Bielsa. He wasn't backed, but he certainly wasn't backed in the championship. He asked for the squad to be replenished. There was windows where they got nothing. They got him nothing in winter window, in January windows. They got him Junior Firpo and Dan James one summer. That was what he got. What he was backed with. So I can't make a strong argument if somebody was really upset and say, the 49ers they're not as good as Raz or whatever. I can't, or the 49ers out, they can't get us out of this league. It's tough until they get their hands on a championship, until they get promoted. It's tough. It's tough to make that argument. However, I do feel that the 49ers will be better Premier League owners because they just have more. Main reason, they have more money than Raz ever could have. It just takes another level of multi-billionaire to make it in the Premier League. And so I think once we do get promoted, we do maybe go on that Aston Villa model where 3-4 years in we are challenging for top six. We do have a proper manager and a properly backed club, uh, and so I just that could be a possibility. Uh, let's see. Martin says you called it, Alex. The Leeds don't get away with it properly, like Leicester, 49ers, and Farke have stabilized the club in a very short space of time. We're in a inviable position, but there are no guarantees. There's no guarantees. Yeah, Martin. I mean, I just think there's no. I think we got to get out this year. I think that whole EFL Super League's coming. I do. I think there's still all those clubs are still plotting some form of Super League. So I'll give you a little hint. I'm going kind of off topic here, but you notice the youth ranks are qualifying for Europe basically automatically. I think they take there's some setup in the U23 stuff where they're basically qualifying for Europe, the top 15 clubs or something in a side. Okay, right? Whatever you're seeing that. Smash the like if you can. There's 12 of you in the building. It kicks on the algorithm, etc. So in the United States, when they want to try something to one of the major sports, they don't just implement it and rip it into the pro leagues, the senior leagues. They actually beta test. They use the junior leagues and the college ranks to kind of test like like a chemistry set, little different things. So there's been things just in terms of like baseball, American baseball. There's pitch clock. They want to speed the game up. So there's things like pitch clocks. There's things like timeouts. There's things like starting runners. So they're changing the game, but that all that started in the minor leagues, in the with the youth ranks. So if you see the youth game start to change, you're going to see the senior level start to change. Just watch out for that space. And I think I can't remember. I was casually looking at it, obviously, and there's some basically European tournament that we've qualified for, but basically it makes the I don't know how to say it without Americanisms, the regular season or the bulk of the season really meaningless because most of everyone is going to go on to this playoff tournament or this you know postseason tournament or this kind of like how the World Cup is ran or the Champions League is ran with a group groupings and then single elimination, basically single elimination, home and away. So, anyways, all this to say is I do think the Super League is still coming. I think Leeds United need to be a part of it, and to be a part of it, we need to be in the top end of English football. All right, let's go on to squad building. I did this with Jeer, and I did this, and they do this with, I did it last year, and they do this in American sports as well. But see if I can present this. This is Farke's 4-2-3-1. Okay, and I just did names. This is kind of the depth chart of what we will be looking at and where we're light. Yes, you could probably say there's players on here that can play different positions, right? You could start to do square peg, round holes type stuff here. But this is the classical depth chart of what we've got. Okay, so if you're listening audio wise, I'll just start to be more descriptive here. But building from the goalie back, we'll start to name the depth behind the position. So Meslier in goal, Darlow and Alex Carnes. Okay, that's at goalie. Uh, left-sided center back, we've got Stroik and Wober. Now, again, I know in order to not name a player multiple times, which I don't think that's fair, I've gone with my rule for this is to only name a player once. So Stroik and Wober is the depth at left-sided center back. Right-sided center back, Joe Rodon. That's what I've got. Right-sided fullback, Bogle. Left-sided fullback, Firpo, Schmidt, Byram. Now I know Schmidt can play multiple positions, but again, the thought exercise is only name a player once. Holding midfield, Ampadu, Rothwell, Ao, Tanaka, and Gruev in the other holding midfield position. You have a midfield three on the left, starting with the left of Solomon and Ramazani. A number 10 position of Aronson and Perot. A right-sided winger position of Nanto and James. And a striker position of Joseph, Bamford, and Gelhardt. So where are we light? We're light clearly if you were to start to doom think, and I will say Farke has had some pretty good luck with keeping folks healthy. He does I think he obviously doesn't have it as an intense game as Bielsa did, but I think he also does. He keeps players healthy. There's not too many players that get a full 90 in. I think he does like to offer some rotation, particularly in midfield and attack. But if you were to start to worry and there's doom scroll or doom catastrophize, I guess is the right word. You would be worried about the right side, and specifically, I think Rodon and Bogle have not developed a partnership right now, and or they're struggling to, or Archie was great cover for Joe Rodon, but these two in particular are a little bit of a worry. There does seem to be, if there is some expression in the other team, it usually comes in between Bogle and Rodon right now. Other than that, Meslier just jumping forward some random time or punching the ball, but or giving a hospital pass away, right? This is where it seems to come in. And Ampadu probably isn't playing at full Ampadu-like levels he was last year. So that's where you do get worried. Okay, Rodon goes out. Wober can come in. I think Schmidt has been able. He's a big lad. There's rumors that he can come in. There's obviously we can put Ampadu back at center back. Probably would be okay. Rodon did not go down for us last year. It was Stroik, so Ampadu slit in on the left side. Again, but you start to have square peg round hole there. Same with Bogle. If that player were to become injured, there's not a lot of cover. We knew this going in, but this is all to say there's always fresh, I think, squad turnover. It's tough to have every a player at every position, especially in the championship. And again, I do think, the training room has been under better luck under Daniel Farke. I think he seems to be balanced. I think that's one of his strengths, maybe balanced in terms of his training, keeping his players fit. He certainly understands the championship season and the ability to, I think, keep players as fresh as possible, because it will be right. It'll be twice a week, maybe 3 times a week that we'll play eventually. Um, Now, I was watching a video and I completely agreed with this, but an attack, Leeds United moved to a 3-1-6. If you remember under Bielsa, it was really a 3-1-3-3. Go ahead and smash the like if you haven't already. There's 18 of you in here. Um, and then we'll get to your comments from other videos as well. But we move into a 3-1-6, and again, there you can kind of see where we might be a little light. And I was saying Bielsa was a 3-1-3-3 in attack. So I heard you basically had 3 10s, ideally 3 10s and three strikers. But the patterns of play were completely different. How Leeds expressed themselves going forward with the ball was completely different. But I put Ao Tanaka above Gruev here, and then you can kind of see the embarrassment of riches that we have when we do press forward, when we do have the 6 going forward. Obviously, Firpo and Bogle both like to press up, get up high, and you kind of have this pattern of play where it'll go out to the fullback and then back into the half space of where Nanto and James are cutting in, or Solomon and hopefully Ramazani go into. So I do think obviously I don't think the patterns of play are as strong, obviously, as what we had under Bielsa. You do rely on individual talent. You're going to rely on basically those Solomon, Nanto coming in, the brilliance right there, and that ability for those front 4 to gel. And if he finds a right front 4 mix, um, I think just look out. And obviously, Firpo's been incredible. I saw a stat that he was leading the championship in assists. I think he has 9 since my stat might have started since last year, but um, Firpo at this level has been fantastic. So um, that's really where we're at. I think the right side is a little bit of a worry. And again, in this thought exercise, you could only name a player once without getting, because you could name Wober, I don't know, multiple times on this back line, but I don't necessarily think that that's fair to him. Back at the 4-2-3-1 setup, we'll see. We'll see how this front 4 likes to go. I think he will go with Solomon basically on the left. I think he will go with Aronson in the 10. I think you saw Aronson actually switch out wide when Peru. Somebody told me to start pronouncing it Peru. When Peru came in, Aronson popped out wide. I would love to see Nanto in the 10. I just think he's technically gifted. Most of his passes, I think he's the most creative passer we have in the front line. And I think he could play that Buendia role of kind of being free most of the game. I see Nanto in a game. If you rewatch a game, I see Nanto pop up all over the pitch. I mean, sometimes he's taking the ball off of one of the center backs and he's going into midfield, and then he's dropping it to Ampadu, or I just see him really maybe the freest I've ever seen. He's always been a player that likes to roam. You saw him kind of come in and overlap and underlap with Somerville when they were obviously mates and were taking the piss sometimes. But it'll be interesting to see Nanto now a new person. I think he was a little anxious, offsides 3 times. Some people had problems with that. Some people didn't. He was offsides as a winger, but I don't think he was in the winger position really sometimes when he was offsides because he was floating around so many times. He was an eager beaver. You know, he wanted to get that goal, sign the new contract. I think that was all good signs from him. So, and maybe he's used to playing on the touch line and not used to kind of onside tactics in the middle of the pitch. So look out for that. I'm interested to see Nanto in the 10. New comments from leaking this morning, not leaking, but it's published in the YEP and other places from Max Wober. Max Wober says, I'm at Leeds. This is a perfect fit for me. I've never said that I absolutely wanted to leave. I accept this challenge. And that, hold on, I'll get the comment up here for everybody to read with me. Yeah, he says, I never said that I absolutely wanted to leave. I don't know if I believe that. I accept this challenge and know it won't be easy to work my way back to the same position as before. We are 3 central defenders who are at very similar level. If we remain successful and nothing happens, I wouldn't change as much as a coach. So I have to stand back and wait for the chance. The chance to play in the Premier League is huge because on paper, we have the best team and a broad squad. Our goal is certainly promotion. That's good. I mean, you need everybody. I like the last sentence. You do need everybody, as my father used to say, singing out of the same hymnal. You need everybody on the same page in those little kind of like remarks that at the end of every interview, the goal is promotion or the goal is clear and the goal is we need to win the championship or go up as champions. I think just offers me as a fan hope that they're clear, to use a Jesse Marsh term. They're clear. Are they clear in their mind? I can't even say it with a straight face. Are you clear in your mind? Are they clear with a plan? Thanks, Jesse. There's unfortunately the plan stunk and we got ripped apart. Yeah, positive news from Max. I think he will be right. He will probably be. He will have a moment, and he's got to take advantage of that. And he was not ready in the Middlesbrough game, so we'll see. We'll see where he goes. We'll get into your comments from the last video. I'll see if anybody said hello. Hello, American Lead, super supporter from Florida. All right. Nanto would make a nice false 10. Interesting, Florida man. There's a video that's gone viral of a youth setup in Florida just playing beautiful football. I was almost going to talk about it. Cheap talk from Wober, says Andy Peacock. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I believe the whole I was meant to be here and all that stuff, but you got to fight for your side. There's right there. Our best center back is probably Strike, Pascal, and Joe Rodon's quite honestly captain material, just in terms of his leadership in the dressing room. And then you've always had one foot out the door, Maximilian. Willie says, this is from the last video. Hope you're feeling better, Alex. Watching from Cleveland, MOT. I am feeling better. I had a little bit of something got kicked up in the atmosphere. I was feeling sick, so I couldn't do a stream last week. The window closes. Andy says the window closes up to 4th place for me. Let's hope we get 2. I think he's talking about the window. We've clawed back from 100 million in sales. Still got 60 million in Red Bull money. Bought cheap in the window. Hey, wait a second. I don't know about if I agree with that. I wished we brought in Gus, Hammer, and Salah. We all did. I think Salah came out and basically said I wanted to move, but they wouldn't let me go. Let's hope the window doesn't come back to haunt us. Joel Peru is announced. like the country, like Peru. Well, thank you, Andy. Um, yeah, I think that that is, I think that's all fair. Let me see. These are some of my replies. People replying back to me. Let's go back to the chat, see if there's any other comments there, as my computer completely dies on me. Hi, Alex, from across the pond. Yeah. Okay. So I did a little bit of research on my audience. Most of you are men, most of you are over 60, and most of you are from England. Get in. If you're a man over 60 in England, cheers to you. You've made it through another day. You can make it through another one together with other people. And look, one day at a time. Reach out to each other, take care of each other, and I will basically see you guys later. Think of all of us content creators. Um, there's not much to do. There's not much to say. I mean, I know I'll dip into some stuff. I'm doing a little bit of opposition research. Um, the Sunderland uh, start is a bit of a worry, quite honestly. Um, I don't know if they've got the squad depth to continue on. They do have a decent Jack Clark replacement that I've peeked at. Uh, right, very slippery. I think he can be. He's got a powerful leg on him too, which is interesting. Um, I don't know. I think the league is weaker, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Luton don't seem to be really. Well, they didn't get off to a good start. Um, I think that West Brom, of course, will always be there, um, and Sheffield United do seem. I guess the knock on them is their depth after their starting 11 seems to be maybe in question. But it'll be a tasty fixture next weekend against Burnley, week from Saturday, and we'll all get through this. I mean, why do they even schedule these international breaks? I mean, yeah, like what's the point? Pochettino's not even coming into the coach the USMNT. He's like, don't worry about it. If we can sign the contract next week. Don't worry about it. You guys got this. We'll just keep on. One of the assistant coaches will handle these games. I think same with England. I don't know if England hasn't named a manager. They're just like, yeah, yeah. All right, kick the ball around the field, play a couple friendlies. Yep, we got this. Meanwhile, all the fans of all these clubs, Leeds, etc., we're all dying for some actual competitive football. So we move. Smash the like if you can. I'm also looking to book some folks. Might book another tactical show with Lockie and Max. And what else? That's it. That's my time. Have an awesome Thursday. Be well.